Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Chosen Podcast. I got a real dope episode for y'all. I got Gabby Reynolds. We'll get right into it from West Ottawa. How you doing, Gabby?
I'm doing really good. Yourself?
Not bad, not bad. It's been a long week, but yeah, we're getting through it. So I'm looking forward to this 3-day weekend. You got plans for the 4th?
Yeah, I'm gonna head up to Chicago. My sister and my cousin, they actually have a grad party in Chicago, so we're gonna celebrate it with my whole dad's side of the family, for just
Okay.
up till Monday. And
Yeah.
then we're gonna like go to Grand America, I think, and then we're gonna head back to Holland. And I don't think we have anything planned for the 4th of July, but yeah, that's what we're gonna do this weekend.
Okay. That's what's up. That's what's up. Always fun to spend time with family, especially during the summer. So
Yeah,
yeah, safe
yeah.
travels to Chicago. Um, so yeah, it's June 30 right now. Tomorrow's July 1st, which is crazy. I've been on my phone literally since 6 o'clock when the NBA, basically the free agency opened up. Do you follow the NBA?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, well, I don't really, but my brothers do, and they talk about it nonstop, talking about like Kyrie and Katie, I guess, are like the big topics right now. So, I mean,
Yeah,
I kind of know what's going on,
yeah,
but like not really. I don't follow them a ton, but
kind of. Okay,
mm-hmm.
got you. Yeah, they just Katie just requested a trade, and I
Yeah,
think Kyrie's
I
about
heard
to get
about
traded too. So I'm gonna be
that. I know.
monitoring my phone for the next
Yeah.
week, but we'll see. I'm not sure if they'll get traded that early, but yeah.
Yeah.
So they're talking about the Lakers. So
I
I'm a LeBron fan,
Oh,
and
gotcha.
so we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you follow like women's basketball or anything, or you just not really watch it?
I follow college basketball. Like WNBA sorta,
Oh,
like
got
I
you.
know
Okay.
about Sue Bird like retiring, I know about that. But for the
Yeah.
most part, really just college basketball. That's really where I'm at. I mean
Okay.
really anything pro.
That's
Like
what's
I don't
up.
even pay attention to NFL football. Like I pay attention to college. Like college I feel like it's just a more fun, like I don't
Yeah.
know, it's just more fun and entertaining to me.
Yeah, definitely. I like college sports too. Mostly college football. I'm an NBA guy, but college football is definitely
Yeah.
fun. What squad do you roll with?
Ohio State football for sure. Now, like for
Oh
only for football though.
shoot.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know.
Okay.
Only for football. Like for any other, like for basketball or anything, I really don't care. But like I love watching
Yeah.
their football team because my dad's been an Ohio State fan. I've always like kind of followed after my
Okay.
dad. So like,
Yeah.
and I've started liking Ohio State since I was in I think third grade or something like that. So yeah,
Okay.
definitely Ohio
You
State.
gonna have you gonna have a lot of the viewers shaking their heads at you
I
right now.
know. I know. I know. I get it
Yeah.
every time.
Yeah. Funny thing is I mess with Ohio State too. My wife and her family are
Oh.
huge Ohio State fans. So my wife was born
Oh.
in Columbus. So
Gotcha.
I got
Yes.
that in the family a little bit too. So
Are you
I'll
more of
stick
like a
with you
Michigan?
if you get some hate.
Yeah.
No, I don't really mess with either Michigan State. So my dad was born and raised in Texas, got family down there. I was born down there,
Okay.
so I'm a Texas fan though. So
Gotcha. Oh,
yeah,
okay. Yeah,
yeah,
that's way out
yeah,
there.
yeah. We've been whacked lately, but I think we'll be straight. We I think we just got what's his name Peyton Manning's nephew. He's like the number one quarterback in the nation. He
Oh.
signed with Texas, so
Oh,
good
love
times to
that.
come, no doubt.
Right.
Yeah. Cool. Let's get into it. So it's June, so you know what that means. It's team camps playing with your school. How are things going with that with West Ottawa this June, and where have you guys been playing?
So this June, they've been going pretty well. Definitely ups and downs, like with a pretty inexperienced team. From the beginning of
Hmm.
the month, we played like a pretty not so great team. We didn't play well against them, and that was our very first scrimmage. But we just recently played in a Michigan team camp, la- this past Sunday, and we played actually really
Hmm.
well against actually a much tougher competition. And like so, we've definitely grown since the beginning of June, and we have like what about 4 or 5 months left? 4 months, I want to say, till school will actually start. So we've got a lot of time to like prepare ourselves for this season. But I think so far we've been doing really well.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. So a lot of new faces. So you're going into your junior year, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, how do you feel like your role is going to be, changing into this new season coming into junior year?
Yeah, my role is definitely going to change in just like the sense like just my leadership on the court is going to change, like how vocal I have to be, how intentional I have to be to just lift
Hmm.
up my teammates because I know that my decisions are going to impact my team, and my attitude's also going to impact my team. So in that sense, it's really going to change. And then also like when I have to just take control of the ball and like the tempo of the game, I know that's going to definitely have to change as well. Because last year we were a very like we had a lot of seniors on the team, so they already knew like I
Hmm.
guess the flow of the game and stuff. But this year, since we don't have as much experience and stuff, that role is definitely going to change for me.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Um, I was talking with EJ Ryan's last episode. He's in the same class as you. Goes to
Yeah,
Northview, but that sophomore to junior year leap is something crazy. So
yeah,
I already know you're about to. You've been killing, but I already know you're about to like kill even more.
yeah,
So I'm looking forward to see how you do this season.
yeah. That's
Um,
the hope.
so more, yeah, for sure. So
Yeah.
more good news. I've been following you on Instagram. Recently you got a scholarship offer to Michigan. I also saw Miami, Ohio recently. I saw a picture today, I believe, with Central Michigan, that visit.
Yes.
So yeah. How does it feel, seeing your hard work getting paid off and getting noticed by these big schools?
Yeah, it feels really good. Like you definitely, I mean, I definitely can't take anything for granted. And I'm
Hmm.
really more grateful than anything. I it yeah, it's really great actually. I got on to the AAU circuit only, so I've only been on the AAU circuit for 2 years. Last year was my first
Wow.
year with NBA as well. Yeah, so it's like crazy just to see like in those 2 years like where I've gotten and where my recruitment has gotten me and stuff.
Yeah.
And I mean, I couldn't have done it definitely without Noelle Brown. She's like a great. She's been great for me.
She's
But
a
yeah,
goat.
it's definitely great. She is. She really is. So it's definitely been really great. Like getting the attention. Definitely can't stop now. I have a lot of
Hmm.
time to like grow, and I definitely have a lot of things to get better at. But it's yeah, it's been a journey and a fun experience for
Yeah,
sure.
no doubt. So allow me to ask, because that's very interesting. It's kind of like you said, it's your second year in the AAU circuit. Um, like why was it maybe your parents holding you out, or yeah, talk about that.
Yes. Yeah, so like it's crazy. Like there's times like when I'll go to like AU stuff and you'll see like 6 year olds like playing AU ball, and like at that
Yeah,
time you don't even know like do they really even like love the sport, or your parents just paying thousands of
right.
dollars for you to like play this even though like you don't even love it. It's like it doesn't even make sense. So it was like
Preach.
seventh grade,
Yes.
I want to say, that I was doing a scoreboard for the JV team at West Ottawa. So this was like a year after I moved to Holland. So I was like still kind of new to the area
Okay.
as well. And so I was doing
Hmm.
the scoreboard for the JV team, and then Noelle, oh, so Jillian Brown, she was playing in one of the JV games.
Yeah.
And she was like playing across the court. So then my coach, he was like, okay, we're short of a player, Gabby. So how about you sub in, like, like play a little bit. So I started playing a bit, and Jillian, I guess she like saw me or something, and she had told Noelle to like just like watch me or play or something along those lines. So Noelle, she
Yeah.
started like kind of coming out to like watch you play and stuff, and she asked me in like seventh grade to start doing NBA, and then my dad was like, okay, I don't know, like she might be too young for this. Like so he was thinking I was too young.
Yeah.
Little did he know that's probably the age
Okay.
that you probably want to start playing it at. So
Yeah.
then it was I think it was eighth grade going to my ninth grade year. It was the summer, so it was like COVID year. She had said like
Hmm.
she said like she has to start playing now. So I tried out for the summer AU team, and then it got canceled because of COVID. So then I couldn't start that year. So I was technically going to
Yeah.
start my eighth grade year. But then COVID
Okay.
came, and then I had to start out. And then I tried out my freshman year. Yeah, freshman of
Yeah.
spring, whatever is when I started and tried out. But yeah, it took forever because my dad, he
Okay.
wanted to know if I really loved the sport or not. But it did. Yeah, there was definitely like a lot of thinking behind it. He just didn't exactly know how the whole AU process went.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm glad I asked that question because I actually love that. I actually love that. And you made a great point. You got like 6-year-olds out there just hooping. I've
Yeah.
coached that age too. Like first, second grade. You could tell who
Uh-huh.
loves it, who don't.
Right.
And yeah, that's a lot of money being spent.
Yeah.
Not just like playing for the team, but also traveling.
I
If you're staying in
know.
hotels and eating like every weekend,
I
so
know.
I feel that.
It's a lot
I
of
definitely feel
commitment.
that. So yeah, for sure. So talk to me about like what you were doing leading up to ninth grade, and what made you prove to your dad that you deserved to hoop in AAU.
Yeah, so basically, I would like, so it was during the COVID year, especially, that he like really saw that I wanted to hoop. It was like,
Yeah.
there was no openings to like gyms or anything. Like you couldn't get into high schools or anything because of COVID. Like you couldn't really get anywhere. So it was like 4 times a week I would just go outside, set up cones and stuff, and just like
Hmm.
do drills on my own and like get to the hoop and like all this kind of stuff, do shooting stuff by myself. Like I did a lot of it by myself, and then eventually COVID started to kind of like a little bit die down. But like they
Hmm.
just really started to like loosen the restrictions and stuff. And my dad, he's friends with like a pastor at a church nearby, so he would have him like open
Hmm.
the doors to that church, and we would go inside and like we would play basketball on carpet. And sometimes we still do use that church. Like sometimes if we can't get into a gym, me and Jordan will go into that
Yeah.
church and stuff. But yeah, like we would
Yeah.
just do 3 days a week, I want to say, in the church, just to like put up shots and stuff. And then he really saw that I was just like committed to like continuing to improve my game and
Yeah.
stuff. And like he just like, so he just knew that I needed to get on to an AAU team.
Right. Right. That's what's up. And I hope that more parents hear this, more players hear this. Um, because that's really a big deal. That's really a big deal.
Yeah.
And you can obviously see how it's paying off for you. Shoot, because I was opposite. I started playing AAU at like 10 years old,
Uh huh.
9, 10 years old. Um, Shoot, by like 15, I was kind of tired, man. I was tired, like, of being away every weekend and stuff like that. But like you're like what, your second year in, and I'm sure it
Yeah.
still kind of feels kind of fresh to you and like exciting. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I guess there's positives and negatives to both, but I
Yeah.
definitely love the way that you're doing it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
So let's touch on your family a little bit more. So yeah, talk to me about like your upbringing, siblings. Yeah, because you're not originally from Holland, right?
Yeah, definitely not. No, not from Holland. We're actually originally
Mm,
from Fort Wayne, Indiana. Well, my dad, he's from the west side of Chicago, and my mom's from Owasso. It's like 30 minutes from Lansing. They moved to
okay.
North Carolina, and they had my three older siblings in Durham. My oldest is Anissa. She's 22. My
Mm,
other older brother, he's 19, or my older brother, he's 19 or turning 19, and
okay.
then my older sister is 18. So we're like
Okay.
very close in age. And then they moved to Fort Wayne, Indiana, and I was a firstborn in Fort Wayne. I'm 16, and then my younger brother, he's gonna turn 15, and then my younger sister, she's 12. So
Okay.
there's 6 kids.
Wow.
And yeah, yeah. So we lived in Indiana for 10 years, and then we moved to Holland in 2016 because my dad, he got a job at
Okay.
Engedi Church. And
Oh, okay.
then
Yeah.
so we moved here 2016, and then my sister, she kind of like went to, I don't know. She didn't go to high school here. Actually, she kind of like stayed online at the school in Indiana because she didn't want to like make that
Yeah.
huge change or whatever. So then she
Right.
graduated. She lives out in Nashville now. And then my brother,
Okay.
he goes to Hope College. I don't know if you've heard of Hope College. Oh wait, no, yeah, you probably have since
Yeah.
you went to
Yeah. Yeah.
Denison.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he
I've heard
goes
of
to
Hope.
Hope College. Uh huh. Yeah, and then he is gonna transfer to Arizona State here soon, actually. Online, I
Okay.
believe. And then my sister,
Okay.
like I said, she's graduating here soon. That's the one that we're gonna celebrate in
Hmm.
Chicago. But she's going to North. Where's she going to again? Northwestern. It's the Northwestern, no,
Yeah.
in Iowa, not the one in
Okay.
Illinois. Yeah,
Oh, got you.
yeah,
Got you. Man,
yeah.
so
So we're
a lot of siblings.
yeah, we're all 2 or a year and a half apart. So we're very close in age.
Yeah. Yeah. So how was that like growing up? Was there a lot of fights? Was there a lot of bickering, arguing, or the opposite?
Y- Yeah, when we were younger, we argued a lot. We would just like argue like over stupid stuff because we were little and stuff. But like as we've gotten older
Yeah.
and stuff, like we've obviously matured and stuff. Now my younger two siblings, they still get at it and stuff with each other sometimes. Like yeah,
Okay.
they always have something to argue about. But I think like like as we've
Yeah.
gotten older, we definitely don't argue nearly as much. But we're like definitely close. Me, my older brother, and my younger
Right.
brother, we're pretty close. Like just because we all do sports. My younger sister also does sports, but she
Mm-hmm.
kind of like does music and art stuff, just like my older two sisters do. So they're kind of also
Oh,
close.
cool.
Yeah, so it's definitely like a unique bond between all of us because we're different in ways, but we're also very similar.
Right. 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 That's dope. So you said you and your brothers do sports. Do you guys like hoop against each other? What's that like?
Yeah, yeah, my brother and we would hoop all the time, especially in Indiana. We had like blacktops that were right across the street from us. So we would just do like
Okay.
random games like King of the Court or like 21 or the game 31. Like we always like found ways to compete. And even here we do like lightning and
Okay.
stuff. And then we would do like we would try to find like other neighborhood kids to do basketball stuff with us. It's different now cuz like I feel like nowadays like neighbors don't even go out like that anymore, like go outside anymore, which is like weird because
Yeah.
that was a
It's
huge change that
crazy.
happened like from Holland to or from Fort Wayne to Holland. Like nobody's outside anymore, and it's really yeah, it's weird,
Right.
but yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's really cool. Growing up with all the siblings, I had three. So we're kind of different though. You guys are pretty close. We're all like 3.5 to 4 years apart.
Oh
So
yeah,
it was a little different, but yeah, yeah. But I would say we're all pretty close now, like you guys are. So I had an older brother. My brother is about 3-ish years older than me. Um,
uh-huh,
so he came up before me. He went to Jenison High School and everything. So I was kind of like living in his shadow, and everybody asking
yeah,
me, "Am I going to be, better than him?" and all that stuff. But we ended up playing a year together at Grand Valley, which was really dope. So
yeah,
yeah, yeah, we had those hoop dreams too.
yeah.
Um, yeah. So off camera, and you're wearing the shirt. We talked about Jorddan Myrick. Um,
Yeah,
and I told you, yeah, we hooped against each other.
uh-huh.
He was a freshman when I was a senior in high school. How did you actually get connected with him?
That's a good question. So Eddie and Justine, they're Mackay. I don't know if you know him. Um I think
Mm-mm.
Mackay Compost or something is their last name. But so his
Okay.
parents met with Jordan. I don't know how they got connected with him, but we're pretty close with them. So I think he had done it. So Mackay had done a session with Jordan and was like, okay, like this is probably one of the best like West Side trainers you'll find in like in Michigan. So we were
Yeah.
like, so my dad found out and was like, okay, so he DM'd Jordan was like, hey, like my daughter like needs doesn't have a trainer right now, like can you hoop with her or something like that. And so Jordan was like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like so we went in for like an hour. And Jordan was like, okay, like she's like got potential. So then Jordan he started doing, so
Mm-hmm.
me and Jordan we've been going with each other for only a year. Actually it's only been a year that I've been training with him for. It feels like forever just because we train like
Okay.
3 to 4 times a week sometimes. Um, but like
Mm-hmm.
he's really changed the way I play, and it's like crazy. Like just looking back at like the videos that I have had like from a year ago is just like I just look like a little kid like from like the way I was hooping then to like how I am right now. So it's definitely
Yeah.
been really beneficial. I'm really glad I've met with them. But that's basically how we met. And yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so
That's dope. So what would you say is the one biggest thing or the few things that he's changed in your game or made the most impact on you?
yeah, well, so physically he's changed just like the way like I can like move myself. I still am pretty stiff. Like he always makes fun of me for being so
Yeah.
stiff and stuff. But he's definitely changed the way I like move myself, like pace work and stuff. That's something he's like huge on like teaching me. Just like you don't always have to
Okay.
outrun your defender because sometimes your defender might be faster than you and outrunning is not gonna work. So he's taught me
Mm-hmm.
like how to
Right.
do pace work and like how to just like change directions and stuff smoothly instead of like being so stiff, like I was saying. And then he's changed. I mean, my confidence has really changed, like with him, just because like he's
Right.
okay with you to make like mistakes and like fails and stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that. Like he's okay with it. And so when I first started training with him, my 3 point shot was not good at all. Like it was like terrible. And like even my jump shot was just not good. So basically that whole summer we were really focusing on my jump shot, but like somewhat threes. So
Mm-hmm.
going into my high school season, the season before I had like a it was below 20%. My free or my field goal, I guess. I don't remember what it is, but like my mid range was like below 20%.
Yeah.
And then
Right.
coming out of my sophomore year, my mid range was like at a 47, 49%. So like his confidence, and I think that
Dang.
all had to do really just be with like confidence and stuff, and then like rhythm stuff. So
Right.
he's taught me a lot about myself and stuff. So it's been really good working with him, and I would suggest any hooper in Michigan to try to get with him.
Man, I love it. That's dope. So, all right, Jordan, we got your plug in there, bro.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. If y'all looking for a trainer in West Michigan, especially in Holland, connect with Jorddan Myrick, man. And I can vouch for Jordan. I talked about this with you, but I saw him play as a freshman on the JV team, cooking our JV team, and I knew he was gonna
Yeah.
be on varsity. It wasn't gonna be long. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Shout out to
He's the
Jordan.
real deal.
Yeah. So this may be a tough question. So I want to know what makes you the player that you are. So really, what I'm trying to say is not like, oh, like I'm a great ball handler or I can shoot mid range, right? Like I'm
Hmm.
talking about like the intangibles, your personality, and like just what makes you you as a person that carries onto the court and makes you the player that you are. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So like personality
Okay.
wise, kind of that
Yeah.
like can like okay, yeah. So I'm very talkative on the court. So like I communicate really well on the court.
Yeah.
And I think like I was saying earlier, I think that really influences like your team and like not only your team but like just like yourself. Like I don't know, I think it's just like has a lot of like impact when you can communicate well. And just like when you
Yep.
like have like that leadership kind of role. Um so I think that's definitely something for me, and I think that I also do really well just like helping people like keep their minds right when they're playing. I
Mm.
don't know if I've ever yelled at one of my teammates ever. I think that's just something like as I feel like just any player shouldn't be yelling at their teammates. But that's definitely something that I've like been intentional to not do stuff, especially
Okay.
like where I am with basketball and stuff. I know that like what I'm gonna do is gonna impact other people. So I think that those two things are probably I don't know. I don't know if that's answering your question. Um
No, that's perfect. That's perfect.
okay.
Um, those two things really are something that's not really teachable. It's not really teachable.
No, yeah.
And it's not a mistake that these colleges are after you, um, because that's what they want, and that's what my
Yeah.
coach was on me the most was being more vocal.
Yeah.
Like I was that guy for those that know me that has played with me on the court. I'm kind of quiet and I just kind of do what I do. But it was okay. It was okay in high school, but when I got to college,
Yeah.
it was not. It was not okay. So I really had to
Yes.
like
Yeah.
condition myself to talk more and be more loud, which was tough. I ain't gonna lie to you, but
Yeah.
um, I think a
It
lot of it
definitely
was a
takes time.
confidence thing too. Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah. So that stuff is very valuable and it's a skill,
Yeah.
and being able to get through to your teammates without yelling at them.
Yeah.
That's a valuable skill too, no doubt, no doubt.
Yeah, it's definitely
And I'm
hard. It's
and I'm just
not easy.
Yeah, yeah, I believe it. But I'm sure your teammates appreciate that for sure. Especially you might hear like, oh, so and so was a star player on our team, and he or she was a jerk like on the court. So it sounds like it's the opposite for you.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's talk about West Ottawa. We touched on it a little bit, but a little bit of your accomplishments last year. I saw that you're the Holland Sentinel Player of the Year, which was dope. You averaged just over 16 points and 5 rebounds per game, which is really good.
Mhm.
So we talked about that sophomore to junior jump that you're about to
Yeah.
have, but talk about that freshman to sophomore jump
Okay.
and how were those 2 years different for you, and what type of player were you? You kind of touched on it before, but yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. So the freshman to sophomore year, that was a weird change. It was still not like a crazy change because my team, so when I was a freshman, that most of the team was juniors. So then my sophomore year, they were all
yeah,
seniors. So it was kind of like the same team. So it didn't change like too much. But our leading scorer, Alyssa
right,
Carter, she was a senior. So that meant that her
okay,
role was kind of going to be replaced. So I was kind of going to have to be the person that had to replace her. She was a crazy 3 point shooter, and that was not me. So that was definitely not something really, I wasn't able to do that yet. But so
yeah,
the biggest change I think for me was like to take more, not really like I wasn't able to be like so much of a leader just because those older girls already kind of knew what they already knew what they were doing. So it wasn't like I had to teach them anything new or
right,
like really lead them in anything. But like it was just I guess I had to like take more dominance, I guess. Like when you're a freshman, I feel like
I
you feel
got
like you're
you,
just like the little person and you like what your role doesn't matter as much. Um but when I was a
right,
sophomore, there was definitely more pressure on me because going into my sophomore year there, I also had 3 offers, so then other schools they knew that like I was definitely going to be like on the come up, if I guess if that makes I don't know if that makes sense. So my coach would
yeah, it
say
makes
like
sense,
before season, like like you're going to have to take more dominance when you're playing, and you're gonna need to like take it to the basket more, and
hmm
like you're gonna have to work on your jump shots. Like those were like things that I had to work on, and then stepping up my defense as well, because if my offense was not flowing in the half court, then I'm gonna have to
hmm
up my defense to like get deflections and steals and stuff to like get points on my
yep,
own, like create points for myself if like I wasn't able to do that on the
for
half court.
sure.
So
Hex yeah, that gets you going. That gets you going. Um,
yeah.
you're not always gonna have a good shooting night. Like we saw Steph Curry
Hmm.
have, I think he was like 0 for I don't know what he was in one of the finals games. So if
Yeah.
he's gonna have an off night, we all gonna have an off night at some point. So
Right.
one thing that we can always control is, you know, our effort and our effort on defense. So I like that mindset.
Exactly.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah. So being a underclassman, especially like your freshman year and what you went through, what's your best advice that you can give maybe to a fresh a freshman that's going to be playing varsity this year, or a sophomore playing varsity this year for the first time?
Yeah. I would say to I would say to just stick to your game. Like I wouldn't like don't try to prove yourself to the upperclassmen. If you
Mm-hmm.
know you can play, like you just gotta play your way. It's not like don't let the fact that you're a younger person on the team or whatever, like don't let that um like stop you, I guess, if that makes sense. Like just play your way, because I know that
Yeah.
when I was a freshman I definitely kind of like limited myself because I was like, oh no, this is something like the older kids should probably do, like that's not something for me, because if I do it I'll look like a show
Right.
off or something like that. Like you shouldn't, like you should not
Mm.
have to like have that kind of pressure and stuff on you. Like just play your game and always
Yeah.
go with intensity and like effort, because if like something's not going right, like I was saying earlier, like you still got to bring the effort and stuff to the table, like so that yeah, that's
Exactly.
probably what I would say to any underclassmen.
Yeah. That's such good advice. I went through that same exact thing and had those same exact thoughts. But
Yeah,
looking back on it, and I'm sure you look back on it too, like the coach brought you up for a reason.
I
Like
know.
your coach didn't
Yeah.
bring you up to play, the backseat, or to let the older upperclassmen or the girls of your team to do things. No, like your coach brought you up to do what you do. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
um,
exactly.
that's great. How long did it take you to
Yeah.
kind of figure that out?
It it took me till I would say until honestly like the last two games of my freshman year. Like it was
Okay.
definitely frustrating because I was always trying to like play for their approval as if like I
Mm,
don't know. And my teammates, they're not like they were never like rude teammates or anything. So it was like it was
yeah,
myself
yeah,
like creating an image like of them. I don't if that makes sense.
yeah,
Like it had nothing to do with them because they were really good teammates. It was just like I was always
yeah.
like convinced that they were gonna think a certain way of me, even though they may not. So it took me a
Right.
little while to like actually like dig into my bag, and even at the end of the season, like I wasn't playing the way I know I could. So it was like going to my
Mm-hmm.
sophomore year. That's why I was glad I got with Jordan because Jordan was like the person that like pulled me out of it, and like and even like last year, it
Yeah.
wasn't like a great year. So like this summer is like been a time when I'm able to like play the way I know I can and like do the moves that like Jordan's been teaching me and stuff. And it's been really,
Yeah.
it's like I definitely can see the differences and stuff, and it's really nice because I'm ready for next season already.
I'm telling you, that sophomore to junior leap. I keep saying it. I keep saying it.
Yeah,
That's it's something serious, and
it
I
is.
literally can't wait. Yeah,
Yeah,
you about to go crazy. I already know.
yeah, that's
Um,
the plan.
s- yeah. Um, so what was your favorite game this past year, and why?
Yeah, there's that's like a hard question. I looked at that question earlier. I would say the best game. Um, I like the game. The pink. We had a game at Jennison. It was a pink out game.
mm,
Um, and it was a
yep, yep,
huge
yep.
crowd. Like for girls basketball, you do not get huge crowds, especially not for high school. So like when I
Yeah,
went to that pink out game, there was just a ton of people. Like people were up to
whole
like the
community
back of the
shows up.
stands. Huge community, yeah. So
Yep,
that was a really
yep.
fun game. I played pretty well in that game. I think I had 18, I want to say. And then
Okay.
my defense was on point that game. There was little mistakes, so
Mm-hmm.
we did lose that game, but it was like a very tough game. Like
Okay.
we lost not by much. It was like I think 4 points. So we played really
Okay.
really well that game as a team, and also
Mm-hmm.
like I did as myself as well. Um, and then
Okay.
yeah, it was just I mean I like tight games. They definitely get me anxious and stuff when I'm playing, but it was a really fun game
Yeah.
to be in.
Cool. I'm glad you ain't do my school dirty on pink out night.
Yeah.
So
uh, yeah,
um
I think we went like one. We went 2-1 against them that last year.
oh, okay. Okay. Got you.
Yeah.
Um what was I gonna say? Yeah, I was actually sad that so the very first pink out game was a year after I graduated. So and I
Oh,
went to it and it was definitely hype. And I was like, man, like I couldn't do this, man. Like my mom was
that's
actually on
crazy.
the committee to start the game. Yeah, so
Oh,
man, I wish I would have had the opportunity. My sister played
right.
in like
Yeah.
yeah, three of them, I think. So yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely a really
Those are
cool.
fun games.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. I'm sure it was hot in there too.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely was.
yeah,
Definitely, it's not the
man,
greatest court to
crazy.
be in, play on, but like when it's like that kind of atmosphere, it was all good. So
Right, right. Yeah. I'm curious. What's your career high? So it doesn't have to be like in school ball. It could be AAU, whatever.
so So my career high has been 33, and that was when I was a freshman. But my
Okay.
if does summer ball count like for like in the
Mm-hmm.
summer?
Yeah.
I just had 42 2 days ago. It
Dang,
was in
you
like a
went
summer.
crazy.
It was in like a yeah. It wasn't against a great team,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Hopefully, I get higher
No,
than
that's
that
work
though.
right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. What type of what types of buckets were you getting? What would it look like?
In the summer, or this like past week.
Yeah, when you drop 42. Yeah.
It was I had I think 3 3-pointers. I had like 4 jump shots and a lot of layups. A
Mm,
lot of layups. And
a lot
then
of
a couple
layups.
and ones.
Getting in the
Uh-huh.
paint.
And then
Yeah.
some were fouls that like if you get fouled in the summer ball, like you get a foul and then you get 1 point for
Oh, you
that
get
and then you'll
that.
shoot a free throw. So like yeah,
Yeah.
so some of
Okay.
those and then yeah, so that was a
Hmm.
pretty good game.
That's what's up. Y- Yeah, I mean, growing up, I had a couple like 30-point games. Like, how tiring is scoring a lot of points? Do you find it tiring?
Definitely very tiring, but it's also kind of motivational. It's kind of like, man, I'm almost at
It is.
28. I'm at 28. Okay, got to get to 30. If I'm
Yeah.
at 30, why not get to 40?
Right.
Like it's kind of like I feel like it's
Mm-hmm.
kind of like motivational and stuff. Like you're doing like if you're getting hot, then like it's a lot of fun like doing that. So then you're like not even really thinking at
Right.
that point. You're just shooting because I feel like when you're scoring that
Yeah.
much, it's like you can't stop scoring.
Yeah, for sure. Um, so you play in the OK Red. I played in the OK Red and saw a lot of gimmicky defenses. Have you seen any gimmicky defenses yet? Like boxing one,
What
triangle two stuff?
Oh, yeah. Yes, definitely have seen that. We've done mostly boxing one.
Yeah.
When we played Jennison,
Uh-huh.
when we played Jennison at the Pink Out, they actually did
Oh,
a
they did that
triangle
to
and
you?
two. Yeah, they did. Yeah, so
Man.
there's been boxing one sets a couple times throughout the year. It's definitely common.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure you see that. I
Yeah,
hate I hated boxing one. Yeah, we got
I
triangle and
hate it
two that
too.
had another player, Titanis that I played with who got a lot of buckets as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, we both hated it. We hated it. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it's kind of
definitely
like
been
cool
there.
though, like because then you just know that your name's being talked about by the coaches and stuff. Like you know what their sky report's going to
For
be on,
sure.
like it's on you. So then it's like
Yeah.
they know that you're the best player. So it's like cool to like know that.
Yep. Exactly. It's respect. It's a respect factor, no
Yeah,
doubt.
exactly. Yeah.
Um, yeah. And maybe you know girls that you play against during the school year, but like just wait till you graduate and then you just start like having relationships with like people you played against. Like they'll start to tell you
Hmm.
what their coach said like about you, and like it's like a really funny thing hearing that. It's like they said that about me, like what? So
I know.
yeah, so I'm sure you're yeah. So I'm sure you're the talk of the every locker room before every game, no
Yeah.
doubt. Yeah. Um. So yeah, last thing I really want to talk about. Um. So I'm not sure if you've seen. We started a nonprofit called the Chosen Academy, which
Yeah.
brings basketball skills training and mental health groups to inner city youth. So we just started. We're in like the third week. So really want
Okay.
to be an advocate for mental health for athletes such as yourself, and really want to post content that really helps and shine light on that stuff. So um,
For sure.
my question for you is why do you think it's important for athletes to use their platform to open up about mental health, especially like pro athletes?
Yeah, I think that that's a very important thing. Um, I've personally never gone through that, so I feel like it's something
Hmm.
that should definitely be talked to because I know people that have gone through it. But I think like
Yeah.
when you have like a big platform, I think you should use it because then it shows other people that are going through those same struggles that like they're not alone. And I think that that's something that's really
Right.
huge, and I think that should be something that's like continuously talked about, and which I do appreciate in this generation because it's definitely becoming more open. Like what
Hmm.
Naomi Osaka or and then like Simone Biles, I think like those are
Yeah.
two like huge
Yep.
athletes that like talked about it, and then it became a big thing when people were like okay to open up about like issues that they were going through. Maybe not like fully opening up and like telling everybody in the world like what they were going through and stuff,
Yeah.
but like I
Yeah.
think that like those especially those two people with the platform that they've got, I think that when they use that, it definitely changed I think the world's view of mental health and how important it is.
Exactly. For sure. Yeah. Yeah. Especially the gymnast. Dang, I forget you just said her name.
Simone
What's her
Biles,
name?
yeah. Simone Biles,
Simone Biles. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So with her like stepping away and not really competing, obviously as a fan, I want to see her compete, right? But
Right.
I understood it. I definitely understood it, and I think she probably made or definitely made more of an impact on the world than her winning a gold medal, in my opinion. Honestly,
Definitely. And I think
you
there were
know.
a lot of people that were
So,
like hating on it, but like
oh yeah,
I think the majority of people like knew that this was like a serious issue, and I'm like really glad she stepped out and like that because I like I said it changed the world like for like
no
how
doubt,
important it is and stuff. So, and then I mean,
no
she's gonna
doubt.
have other opportunities to win a gold medal. I'm sure like she's one of the best
Yeah,
gymnasts in the nation, so or
yeah, yeah.
worldwide.
They
So
call her the goat.
I
So
know, I know
you know, yeah.
exactly.
Um. So you mentioned one of your like intangibles, your skills, is making sure your teammates are good. Talk about that a little more. Um, like on a day to day basis, especially when you like notice a teammate may be low on confidence, or you just sense something is wrong with them. How do you typically go about that?
Yeah, so there's times that I'll like pull a teammate aside and be like, are you okay? Like, I know. So my coach, he's a very, very tough coach. He's
Mm,
very tough. Doesn't really have much of a filter, but he's a really good guy. Like he's a great coach. Like people know his intentions. He's just a tough coach. So like
yeah.
when my teammates get yelled at or something like that, it's definitely something that I'm conscious of because when I was a freshman and I got yelled at, it was not. Yeah, it's not a great feeling. So I know what
Mm-mm.
that's like. So I'm very like intentional to go to them and like pull them aside and like, are you okay? Or maybe it's not in that moment, but like it'll be maybe like a text or like it'll be after that moment or like on the bench or something like it whenever I get the chance to like be able to ask them like if they're okay, I'm gonna do something like that because I want them to know that like it's okay for them to talk to me or
Yeah.
like I just want them to be able to trust me because I feel like trust is a huge thing when you're playing like not
Yeah.
only off the court but on the court as well. Like it's a very important thing that I
Yeah.
think that is very underestimated. But yeah, that's
Yeah. Yeah.
definitely
Yeah.
something I'm intentional to like let my teammates know that like I am somebody that they can talk to. Now
For
they can't be
sure.
all the time. Like if I'm in the mode of playing, sometimes I'm not going to be able to do that.
Yeah.
But
Right. Right.
yeah,
No doubt. And that's amazing, especially as the best player, the leader on the team. So take us a little deeper. You want your teammates to trust you. Obviously, you gotta like build that trust.
right.
So talk about some things that you do maybe to help your teammates, trust you a little more.
Yeah, so there's like times. So I think it was just like after our Michigan elite camp, like I'll send them like a group message, just like, "Hey guys, like I think we
Mm,
competed very well today. Like, just like we got to keep pushing through. We've done great. Like the growth that I've seen from the beginning of the month till now is just a crazy growth or whatever. And then like beginning of practices and stuff, we'll like talk as a team, and it's not even just about basketball. Like it's just about anything. Like I don't want them to think that this basketball team is just strictly about basketball. Like it's truly like I want my basketball team to be like a family. Like same with my AAU team. Like I'm
yeah.
like one of the younger ones on the team, but like we
Hmm.
I feel like we are family. Like because we are so close. Like not everything
Yeah.
has to be about basketball. Like things are bigger than just basketball. So I think that they
Right.
do know that. Now when it is time to play, I don't really joke around that much
Oh yeah.
because I don't yeah I like to compete and stuff but like if it's like before games and stuff like that I'm like good with like joking around just like talking and stuff like having open discussions and stuff I think is very
For
important.
sure. Yeah. That's amazing. That's amazing. And I wish I would have understood that leadership component the way you do when I was in high school. So yeah, I have players like you on here, so you can like help other players learn. But also, I like encouraging and giving players their flowers. So just want to tell you that you're
Yeah,
definitely a gem, like, and you're a rare breed. So just know that. Um,
thank you.
and yeah, and I'm just excited to see, you continue to bloom and blossom. Like that's really big. You're coming off your sophomore year and you're already doing that stuff. Like me at age 15, 16, like all I was
Yeah.
caring about was getting buckets, honestly. So
Yeah.
like, but you is yeah, like, and I know you care about that too, but like you
Right.
have a bigger picture in mind. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
that's amazing. So
Yeah.
keep doing that for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. It did also help
Um.
come from like my dad. Like my dad's definitely been a huge factor in that. Like I definitely like the player I am right now would not be without my dad. Like he's been a huge help because he's went through the same phases I went through.
Yeah.
Like he did have like offers from like huge schools when he was in high school, but then he fooled around and stuff, and those offers got taken, and it like does not end up in a
Mm,
good place. And he does not want me to go through that. So he's been very like he's like that with
yeah.
all his kids. Um, so it's
Okay.
definitely like I'm very grateful for him and his like role in my life.
Yeah. That's what's up. I love that. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for sharing that. For the sake of time, I want to end things with quick hitters. So basically,
Okay.
it's just fun questions
Okay.
that I like to ask to get to know you a little better. So you say you don't watch the NBA very much,
Yeah.
but if you could choose a player in the NBA or WNBA or a college
Uh
player,
huh.
doesn't matter, and play them in one on one, who would it be?
Ooh, NBA. See, like I would choose like Kyrie or John Morant, but like I wouldn't want to go home broken. So maybe if it's, I'll go like college. I'll go college. Girls.
Okay.
So I'll go Paige Beckers. Like I really like how she plays. I
Okay.
think she plays with ease. I've never
Hmm.
seen her do like crazy stuff or whatever, but she's like obviously one of the best players in the country for a reason. Like I want to play. I would just want to.
Yeah.
I want to see like what she can do.
Yeah. That's what's up. When's she about to be a
Yeah.
junior? So you might just miss her.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah. Um but yeah, hopefully, y'all see each other in the pros. I'm calling it right now.
Yeah.
Keep working though. But
For sure.
um but yeah, one thing about Paige though, like you said, like her game is she makes it look simple. It's not simple at all.
I know.
She just makes it look simple. You know what I mean? Like the
Right.
footwork and just everything that she does. I love it. I love
Yeah.
watching her play. But
Yeah. And she's not even like a
yeah.
flashy player at all. She's just like she knows
Mm-mm.
the game. Like she keeps it not, I wouldn't even say simple. Like she like, cause she does things like her, like the way she moves her with her body and like you said, like her footwork, that's not something that's easy to
Yeah.
learn at all. Like it's definitely teaching, but like that's just like, yeah, the way she moves is crazy.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. She's yeah, definitely one of my favorite women's players in the game today.
Mm-hmm.
So all right. If you could eat one meal for the rest of your life, what would you choose?
Ah, I looked at. I don't know. I'm in between like tacos because I feel like I can. I feel like you can't go wrong with those. Like especially like if there's so many
Oh
different
yeah,
types
no.
and stuff. Like because you could
Right.
go from like tacos and nachos, like whatever. I feel like that's like I mean not the same thing, but like it could be like used in the same category. Or I would have to go with wings.
Yeah.
I feel like you can never go wrong with
Okay.
those either. Like buffalo wings and fries.
Buffalo wings, okay. Got you.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, okay. You mess with the drumsticks or the flats?
Flats. I don't like drumsticks. Not with
Flats.
buffalo. Nah. Yeah.
Okay. 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 I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you. Um, last question is who should be on the show next?
Oh, my girl
And
CC Bonner.
your
My bad.
CC Bonner? Okay.
It's for
Okay.
sure.
Yeah, no. All right. So you gotta connect us with her so we can have her on one day.
Gotcha.
All right. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Well, that's it. We made it under an hour. That was my goal. But I think you did an amazing job, and good luck the rest of the summer. Hoping to see
Thank
more
you.
offers come through on Instagram. But
For sure.
yeah, yeah. Great talking to you. I appreciate you being on the show.
For sure. Thank you for having me. It was a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. We'll definitely do it again one day. All right, y'all. That's a wrap. That's another episode of the Chosen Podcast. We appreciate you. Make sure you share this episode out and continue to watch us. We're gonna try to post episodes every Monday, but life gets in the way. But anyway,
Mhm.
we'll see y'all next time. Peace.